You realize that 47% of the children in our city live below the poverty line. 47%.
47%.
So literally half of the children who live in our city are meeting and bumping their heads against a wall or a ceiling that seems almost immovable to them. Many of their parents were children at one time living in poverty. And so we have generations that are trapped and impeded by the same circumstances.
The Memphis Dream Center exists to restore hope, repair hurts, reshape destinies, recast vision, reestablish direction, and release potential in and through those isolated and impeded by poverty, abuse, and neglect. That is a big mission and mandate, but the folks that are here to spearhead this are here with us today on Mid-South Viewpoint. Hi, and welcome to our program, the Memphis Dream Center. Starting off this Saturday, by the way, it's this exciting. Dr. Joe Carson and his wife Kelly have stopped by. Joe is no stranger to this program. He and I meet in some unusual places sometimes. Last time, Joe, you and I got together was in North Memphis. We were at Andre Guy Reed's church. I was over there doing a live show, and you happened to show up, and we met Teflon Don and the outreach that the Life Church has had in North Memphis, ongoing work, I believe.
Right. Of course, Revelation Christian Center is just an incredible church. Of course, Pastor Andre and his wife Lisa, just not only great pastors in our city, but good friends to Kelly and I.
Kelly, how are you doing?
I'm good.
We're here to share something that you guys are both excited about.
Yes.
Before we go to the Memphis Dream Center, let's back up a little bit about the Carsons. Joe, professionally, you are a dentist, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, are you still practicing?
I'm not. I sold our practice 2009, practiced all the way through 2011, and then transitioned full-time to work with the Memphis Dream Center.
Kelly, when Joe said, I want to leave the life of being a dentist, what was your impression of that?
I was fully supportive. It was quite a journey for us, but we both felt like we clearly heard God saying it was time to set that aside, that season of our life was over and He had something new for us.
For how long have you been practicing dentistry before you came to that conclusion?
About 25 years.
So you're really at a place in life, some might say, just about there to the finish line. I don't mean the finish line, but I mean the line where you might want to cross to retire. Mm-hmm. Hopefully have some healthy investments where you could take some trips and spend some time with the grandkids, kind of doing your own thing, your own plans. What was it that caused you to say, I want to leave this, the security, what I think is the security? This is really, ultimately, Joe, no, there's nothing really secure in this life.
Right.
Yeah.
But somewhere in the back of our minds, we think if we have this, we'll be secure.
Sure. And, oftentimes you think of your friends and spiritual mentors, partners that you do life with, pray together with. You think they would always understand when you make a decision like this, but literally had people tell me, are you crazy? And what are you thinking? You're just about to hit the peak earning potential in your career. And we felt very clearly that God had said, you've been successful. Now do you want to be significant? So as we looked at our life, we thought, what is it that is holding us back from anything that God would have us to do? And we didn't know. We had friends who sold their place a few years earlier and did mercy ships. So a physician here in town, and he did that, took his family with him and gave up everything to do that. And we thought, wow, that was inspiring. We really didn't know what we were going to do. So it was almost an Abrahamic journey. You know, he said, you go, I'll tell you where when you get there. And so that was kind of our journey. We didn't know. We had no idea what we would be doing. And we were relatively new to our church, so didn't even know our pastors real well at the time. Weren't even sure if that was going to be the line of work we would be heading into, and our pastor got word of us selling the practice after I'd been driving my wife crazy at home for about 6 weeks. He said, so what are you going to do? And we said, we don't know. We're just kind of waiting on God. And he said, well, I have an idea. So they said they had been praying for about 18 months at every staff meeting that God would raise up a couple in our church that loved people and wanted to invest in our city. And so he gave us an incredible opportunity. So our pastors, John and Leslie Siebling at the Life Church. And
I know John, yeah.
So an incredible opportunity for us to begin to step out of this suburban professional life and actually step into the lives of some incredible, wonderful people in our city who don't have the opportunities that many have, but have an incredible story to share.
Yeah.
What a great opportunity we've had just to learn and listen and grow and just walk alongside some pretty incredible people.
You know, Joe, Kelly, I was just thinking as you were sharing that, some verses I was just reading again this morning and over the past weekend here. Matthew 16, where Jesus said that if anyone will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. And the cross is not a pleasurable thing. I mean, the cross is actually a place of death, a place where Jesus died. And he calls us personally every day. We have to take that up and die. Is that right, Kelly? Have you experienced that?
Yes. Often people say to us, oh, that was such a sacrifice. What a great thing you did. And I don't know that we see it as a sacrifice. God's blessing always follows obedience. For us, we've seen his provision. We've seen his blessing. Our world, he has enlarged our world beyond anything we could ever have imagined. We have friends that have no place to call home. We have friends who live in the suburbs. God has just expanded our world. And so for us, we don't see it as a sacrifice as much as it was just a walk of faith for us. It's part of the journey, an act of obedience, and yet it has been amazing. I mean, the journey has been amazing. I think for Joe and I, it's exciting when you get to go to work, but it doesn't feel like work. For us, just getting to, every day we get to love people, and we get paid to do that, which is even more amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, and Joe, you said something a moment ago, the difference between doing something significant and then being successful. As a byproduct, you are significantly being successful because you're doing what God's called you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But in the world's eyes, it can look different.
I understand that success is different, and when we look at the definition between the world and what God sees it,
right.
And that's what we're talking about, obviously. But I want you to take me back to the point. Of course, we talked about North Memphis and some other really impoverished areas, some of the most impoverished areas in the entire state of Tennessee, right here in the Shelby County in the 901. Yes. Talk about how you connected, how that really spoke to you when you started seeing, as you invested time and started meeting people and seeing where they were in life in comparison to where you were, and then knowing what the gospel could do to offer hope and healing in their lives.
Yeah, that's a great starting place. We've met some incredible people who are trapped a little bit by their circumstances, and often we define them by their circumstances and view them from a place of superiority in one way or another. Many people in our city have, because of their circumstances, almost lost the ability to hope, lost the ability to dream. What the Memphis Dream Center is really all about is our opportunity to go alongside those individuals until they can dream again. Part of that walking along beside them is learning from them. Part of that is sharing with them. And part of that is simply listening and being an encouraging voice. So often they're ignored and they're not heard. And they have incredible messages to share, and yet no platform from which to share them. So I think for Kelly and I, we've had the opportunity to get to know people of many different races, many different cultural dynamics, many different life circumstances, and recognize that God is there and loves them just like He loves me, and He can work through them just like He can work through me. And often those we think we're going to serve end up serving us tremendously more than we ever brought to them. And so often people ask, are you giving these food resources away? Are you giving these people opportunities? Are you giving them? And I say, we're really not giving anybody anything. We're just walking alongside and we're sharing life. We gain as much from anyone that we walk alongside as we ever give to them.
When you talk about a dream, and I was just thinking about the late Dr. Martin Luther King that said, famous speech, I have a dream. In many ways, we have seen that dream be fulfilled. In many ways, that dream hasn't been fulfilled totally. As you look at the revolving door in many cases when it comes to poverty, just a continual lifestyle for so many. So that dream has become helpless and hopeless. When somebody loses the ability to dream and to think outside of the box or the world with which they're living in, that could be everything, Joe, for their desire to find significance.
Right.
to be successful?
Right. And you realize that 47% of the children in our city live below the poverty line. 47%.
47%.
So literally half of the children who live in our city are meeting and bumping their heads against a wall or a ceiling that seems almost immovable to them. Many of their parents were children at one time living in poverty. And so we have generations that are trapped and impeded by the same circumstances. In our city today, our school system, and we love our school system. We're connected with 6 of our local schools we go into every week and love working with our Shelby County schools. Incredible teachers, incredible administrators. But today, our schools, because of circumstances and voting and things that have changed in our area over the last few years, our schools are more segregated today, financially and racially, than they have been in 40 years. These children that growing up in poverty don't have the same opportunities as those who are growing up in our suburbs. Educationally, they don't have the same opportunities. And
can we
jobs,
talk about that?
Sure.
Because there's people in the suburbs who are saying, wait a minute, Joe, that can't be true.
But it is. Government resources are often allocated to these schools based on the number of students that they have in the schools. As municipalities have their own school systems now, Shelby County schools have lost a significant number of students. The resources per student has actually dropped. Students just don't have those same opportunities. And regardless of how incredible the teachers are, what they are facing when these children walk into these schools, it's just a different world. And these children are traumatized by the circumstances with which they live on a daily basis. And then they have to walk into a school system that is not as well funded and or well supported for those of us who might have lived in Collierville or Germantown or a suburb around us.
The Memphis Dream Center is becoming a reality this Saturday for an open house.
Actually, our wellness center is what we're having an open house for. The Dream Center's been open for a little while.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we have feeding programs and an after-school program, leadership and literacy program. And then, of course, we do outreaches across the city on a regular basis. But we're really excited to open our wellness center. We believe that this is going to be a great opportunity to come alongside these families and provide for them not a place to go when you're sick, but a place to go to learn to get healthy. That's what we're excited about. We're providing prenatal and maternity care for moms who are under-resourced, who are expectant. We will have mentors for them as they walk through the process of pregnancy.
Some of these young girls, really, they're babies themselves in many cases.
They are. Yes.
Kelly, I mean, remember when you had your first child, I don't know how old you were, my wife was 19. Some of these young girls are 12 and 13 years old sometimes.
Yes.
They don't think about how to take care of a baby themselves.
Exactly. And so those are some of the things we'll address at the Dream Center, at our Wellness Center. These young pregnant moms will be able to come in and we will walk with them through their pregnancy, through delivery, and through the first year of a child's life. So we will not only offer the medical care, we will also offer the spiritual and emotional care for them. We will have mentors that will walk with them. We will have parenting classes that they can attend. And one of the things we're really excited about is we will have a baby store. We have a food and clothing pantry called the Generous House. So we will have Generous House Baby, and it will be strictly to meet the needs of babies. These moms will be able to come through, and especially the young moms, because it will be an educational thing for them too, that we're going to educate them on how to care for themselves, how to care for their babies, how to be responsible parents as they walk through for everything that they attend. If they attend budgeting classes, we'll do healthy cooking classes, we'll do parenting classes. They'll meet with their mentor, they'll come to their doctor's visits, but through all of that, they will be earning Dream Center dollars, we're going to call it, in their account, and they will be able to shop, actually be free. But the more that they take on that responsibility of being a mom, then the more that they will earn Dream Center dollars to be able to shop in the baby store once their child is born. We're very excited about that part of the Dream Center also.
Well, I know the Dream Center is centrally located in our city on North Highland.
Yes.
Formerly First Assembly of God for many, many years. And then, of course, it became Crichton College. And now it's the Life Church.
Yes.
It is.
Other ministries have met there over the years Church, too. But right now it's the Life Church, and it's also the Playout Center for the Memphis Dream Center and the Wellness Center, which is grand opening, open house on this Saturday. Joe, when we talk about its location in reference to these young women and others who would benefit from it, say like in North Memphis, South Memphis, other areas, how do you market your message to these young girls and those you're trying to reach? Many of them wouldn't have transportation to get there.
That's correct. And fortunately, we have relationships with some partner agencies. And so we are working with the Morning Center and Maximized Living Foundation to help provide care and the resources. There are phone numbers that are available, and we'll give those out in just a little bit. But for a family, for a mom who needs transportation, who needs to gain access, we'll have that available. Of course, we are right on a bus line. We literally have a bus stop right at our front door. Thankfully, we have a great bus system here in town. So grateful for those who run our mass transit system. But so moms will be able to have access. We have relationships with people in Orange Mound and South Memphis, Binghamton, and North Memphis, Hollywood, and many areas around the city. And so many of our moms and other patients who will come to the Dream Center will hear about it through another pastor, through friends that we have in town. We really are very kingdom-minded. We love the kingdom of Christ. And so we have some incredible pastors around our city who have incredible churches, and often their reach is different than our reach. Because of our relationship with them, we're believing that many moms, many families, because it's not just our maternity care, we also have a wellness aspect, a holistic care, where we have chiropractic care that will be free, including digital x-ray systems, and we have nutrition classes. We have exercise, personalized fitness plans that we can develop for families and individuals. And so it's going to be more than just the maternity care. It's an opportunity, like I said, for families to come and learn to get healthy. And we believe that, Memphis has some significant challenges, many opportunities for us to overcome. And
haven't we been ranked one of the top cities in the country when it comes to obesity?
Yes.
So we're number one in several categories. One is infant mortality. One of the reasons we want to provide this maternity care, because so many moms just simply don't get care before their child is born, and then don't have the resources, whether it be experience, knowledge, or financial resources to take care of their child. So Memphis has the highest infant mortality rate in the country. We have the highest hunger rate. More people struggle with food insecurity in our city than in any other city in the United States. And of course, we are number one in obesity. And so,
which contributes to other health issues when it comes to diabetes and just a whole mound of other issues that have to be addressed.
And there are some incredible organizations doing great things for our city, especially for those that are under-resourced. We have a great hospital, Regional 1. We have Christ Community Healthcare. We have Revelation Healthcare. Several others that are doing incredible jobs meeting the physical needs for those in our city that are sick and need attention medically. What we are hoping to do is offer a new niche, a place for families to come and learn to get emotionally and spiritually, physically healthy, learn to shop in a way when they don't have a grocery store in their zip code. How do you shop and how do you cook food that's nutritious when you're living on a budget?
Joe, you said something I didn't even think about, that there's actually zip codes where there's not a grocery store.
Entire zip codes. So it's pretty amazing that we have so many what they call food deserts in our city. And if you don't have transportation and no grocery store in your entire zip code, where do you go to buy your food? And often it's the corner store where it's processed meats and processed snack food items. And so if you wonder how obesity and hunger rank number one in our city, in the same city, it's because there's not access to significant, good, healthy food resources in our city.
So really the engine behind this, the vision, Pastor John and yourself and others who have dreamed and followed God's vision for the Dream Center, the Wellness Center, talk about those partnerships with other ministries that you've been mentioning. This isn't just exclusive to the Life Church members. I mean, you're joining hands across the city with believers, churches, ministries to help build the Wellness Center and the Dream Center.
Absolutely. Even across the country, we're very fortunate. We have a relationship with Operation Blessing, which is the outreach arm of Christian Broadcasting Network. They provide food resources for us every month. We have a relationship with Feed the Hungry out of South Bend, Indiana, another international feeding organization that helps us with food resources to make available for families in our city. not only those resources, but medically, Maximize Living Foundation. Maximize Living is a holistic care organization that's nationwide, founded by 2 team doctors for the U.S. Olympic team, actually. There are some Maximize Living chiropractic clinics in the city, but Maximize Living Foundation is their nonprofit organization, and we will be their second nonprofit facility in the country. And their first one, of course, is at our mothership, I guess you could say, the Los Angeles Dream Center. So we're excited to be their second home. But, of course, the Morning Center, another organization that is a national organization. Their pilot program began here in Memphis to be able to treat moms, to give them an opportunity to choose to save their child, to choose to have their child rather than choosing abortion when they didn't have another option in front of them that they felt like was viable. And so by being able to partner with these organizations, we can provide this care in a facility that's centrally located, that is surrounded by an atmosphere of encouragement and an atmosphere of hope. Again, we're really excited about those partnerships, those opportunities.
Kelly, really we're talking about, as Joe's mentioned, a holistic approach to ministering to people, which also includes the gospel of Christ, which we know truly transforms.
Yes. We could meet every physical need that there is in the city of Memphis, but without Jesus, that's really all in vain. I mean, our time is not well spent. So really the driving force behind everything we do is to make sure that people know that they are loved. There is unconditional love in Christ. And so that is the driving force for everything we do. We may go out on Fridays to the schools and give a weekend food bag to a child, but that child is also going to hear as they come through the line, God loves you. He has a great plan for you. You're a winner. You're a champion. You're an overcomer. We're constantly speaking words of life into everything we do. I run our after-school program. One of the things we do with the children there, they know from the time they walk in the door till the time they leave, they hear about Jesus. They may be working on a math lesson or reading, or we'll do a leadership lesson, but everything, the core of everything is Jesus.
I was just thinking about that weekend food package, because many of these children go home to the pantries are empty, and that little package there gives them some nourishment and food until they get back to school on Monday. It's a very vital thing, the opportunity to encourage and to build up in the name of Jesus Christ. Because he was lifted up, we have the opportunity to be lifted up and to lift those up around us who are living in despair. And there's people all around us. We have the opportunity to share that love. Well, I'm excited that we got together. I want our friends to know about this open house this Saturday.
Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We'll have some light refreshments and a great opportunity. Some of our partners will be there. Some of their leaders from their national organizations will be there. It'll give families or ministry partners in town, pastors who might have influence, a sphere of influence, that would include people who would like to participate in what we have to offer at the Wellness Center, can come and just hear the vision, be able to meet actually some of the doctors that will be there working.
You'll have doctors actually on location.
Yes.
Are they volunteers? Are they staff?
Yes.
Combination.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
So, again, we're very, very blessed to have great relationships with some incredible organizations. So we have a couple of OBGYNs who work in their own private practice, but also volunteer their time to work through the Morning Center, and we'll be working in the Wellness Center. Nurses, chiropractors, physical trainers, really excited for them to be able to gain access to these incredible people and individuals that we've met over the last couple of years who normally wouldn't be able to go to Lifetime Fitness or have a gym membership and wouldn't be able to go to get the kind of care you would get at a chiropractor, because that's just something that they either don't have insurance or it's not covered, and it's an experience that they don't even realize could significantly enhance their life. Those nutrition classes, of course, they may not have had the opportunity to ever learn what a healthy meal looks like, or they don't have fruits and vegetables available to them right away. Right. And just to be able to learn, to be able to get access to those things. And so,
do applicants have to go through a screening process? Is there steps to be able to take the benefits of the Wellness Center?
There are several different qualifiers, and basically the way we're setting it up is just like the food bank. For those who may have shopped at the food bank, or if you happen to be a local food pantry that participates with Mid-South Food Bank, those qualifiers are based on income, based on whether or not you are a participant of a SNAP program. Kelly, I know there are
supplemental security income, assistance in housing, those types of things.
So if you qualify, then your care at the Wellness Center will be free of charge. That includes for our expectant moms hospitalization and delivery, which is just absolutely amazing.
That is amazing.
So they will literally be able to have a child debt-free. We're excited to be able to provide them that opportunity to start their life off in a great, healthy way.
Well, I really hope, Carson, this will be the beginning for you and I to get back together. I'm going to have to come by the Wellness Center and just see for myself what's going on. I know our friends are going to want to come out this Saturday for the open house from 10 until noon, just kind of see what's happening at the Wellness Center. Again, the address is 255 North Highland in Memphis. Great central location for the Memphis Dream Center, the Wellness Center. Carson, God bless you. Thank you for what you're both doing for Christ's kingdom. Oh, by the way, is there a website that we can find out more information?
Absolutely. Just go to memphisdreamcenter.com. memphisdreamcenter.com. More details there. And Joe, what about a phone number if somebody wanted to call you? Sure. It's 901-207-5211.
All right. God bless you. Carson, thanks for stopping by and being our guest today on Mid-South Viewpoint.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, friends, that about wraps it up for this edition of our program. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget about keeping the Memphis Dream Center and the Wellness Center in your prayers. Maybe there's opportunity for you to volunteer, maybe for you to network or use some of your professional skills to help benefit this ministry. Go to the website, learn more, and come out to the open house on Saturday. I'm Byron Tyler. We'll talk to you next time on Mid-South Viewpoint. Bye-bye.